might all be leading us. But for now, it is my great pleasure to start the lightning talks and to welcome Godfrey Lebo from CuriosityXploring. He is dialing in from Calabar, Nigeria. Lovely to have you with us today, Godfrey. And he is going to talk to us about how he's been migrating Web 2 apps into Web 3 apps and training students how to do that.
Hello, Lea. Thank you everyone for having me. I'm super hyped up to be here actually. So the truth is, CuriosityXploring came into being after the president of Nigeria came out on national television and said, you will graduate from schools and have good degrees and the government will not be able to provide jobs for you. So that thought alone made us into thinking, okay, how do we be part of the solution right now? And so we ended up creating a form, a Google form that said, you want to be part of a community that does not care about your skills, whatever skills you had before, and just cares about building real life projects and learning from there so that at the end of the day, we are able to add value into society. We had that form up, and in 3 days, we had over 283 people sign up from 27 out of the 36 states in Nigeria. And that was just amazing in and of itself. Plus about 6 foreigners. Now, from there, we started trying to see how we can learn the concept of programming and grow from there. So starting from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but in the context of building real life applications that try to solve problems. At some point during this, we noticed that interest started waning. And so how do we bring back that interest? We decided to build a cryptocurrency token called a Mori coin under the Solana blockchain as a way of sending tokens to people for incentive to learn how to code and live right and help each other when they are stuck. That worked amazingly because the interest and excitement sparked back up. But since we've touched Web3, we got stuck there. We started thinking about, okay, how do we do more in this space? How do we use more of that freedom that we seem to have touched, right? So we picked up a project called the Raeven platform. And in that Raeven platform, the Raeven platform was more like an e-commerce platform where there are buyers and sellers and riders. We tried to see how we can make it a Web3 application where these sellers who are shop owners have control of their accounts. So at that point, you're not just selling goods, you're also selling services. So whether you're selling shoes or you're making shoes or even frying akara, it's no problem. Just come into the platform and create an account for yourself. And once you've created such an account, it becomes your own. So depending on the reviews you have, depending on the ratings you have, depending on the goodwill you have on the platform, you can decide to have that all into an NFT that you sell out. So your account can be sold out to another person, or if you don't want to sell it out, you still keep it. After we did that successfully and did that through IPFS, because we use IPFS to do our database, which made it all work out correctly, we picked up another project, Explorer. Now, the Explorer looked more like what WhatsApp is. But then we wanted to add in, still bring it into Web3. So what we ended up doing was, okay, so for every chat, there is some kind of token attached to it. And that token becomes a story for you. So you end up having a story for yourself from your chats. And if you want, you can bring all that your story, which is your chat, and sell it out if you want, like an NFT, just boom, and then you're able to sell it out if you want. If you feel like your content, the content you're generating is important, is useful, and you feel like, okay, let me sell it out to someone, you're able to sell it out easily and freely. Initially, we were working with this mindset that, okay, the quality and the value of chats should be from the characters that make up that chat. But that didn't make a lot of sense because at the end of the day, you have a situation where someone can just type lorem ipsum and generate a lot of not worthy text and still be worth something that is more than that. So we collaborated with Graspa AI an amazing platform as well. The CEO there is just an amazing young man, one of the most amazing persons I've met. And so with him now, the artificial intelligence they have, we are trying to use that to see how we can synergize and be able to add, work with quality instead of quantity for the charts now to get the quantity of token attached to it. And that's also amazing in a lot of ways. Um, the third thing we are working on is, as a platform that does a lot of training, we own the YouTube channel. And in that YouTube channel, we had different sessions for training and then another playlist for issues we felt were in society and how we felt we could solve those problems using the power of technology. So one of the days we had this video up where we talked about the election system in Nigeria and how we felt like the current state of how election is conducted and the current system they had was not solving the issues very well. I mean, you finish election in Nigeria and then you wait for 3 days for collations to happen. How do you count? How do you spend so much time trying to count votes when a simple JavaScript function can do that with just one line of code and in a split second? So we talked about that, hoping that that video will give us access to the election body. And from there, we could see how we can migrate the current system they have into a Web3 platform for a couple of reasons. One, it will make the system more transparent, more trustworthy. The code will be open sourced, and then things should work better and everywhere, and everybody will be happy at the end of the day. But here's the funny thing to it. After we had that video up, in less than a week, a YouTube channel was suspended. And we tried to appeal it, reached out to YouTube and said, hey, so we've read all of your terms and conditions. We don't think we've broken any of them. If we've broken any of them, please tell us which one it is. Besides, you have this on your platform that says that if someone breaks any of your conditions, you give the person a strike. And the person has more than 3 strikes within 90 days, that's when the person is suspended. Now, currently, we are using this channel for a lot of things. And we don't think we've broken any of your rules yet. So please, if you want to suspend our channel, come on, tell us what we did. And YouTube reached back to us and said, we've seen your appeal and your account is still suspended. To have that kind of reply in this age and time really hits me in a lot of ways because I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, I know there's a couple of issues with freedom of speech and all, but I was not expecting it from YouTube. And we felt like, okay, that means the tech world, as the internet, is not where it should be. If someone does not have the right to speak freely, then we've not gotten to where we're supposed to be. And so from there, okay, initially someone said, okay, create another channel. For what? If we create another channel, what are the chances that that channel will still not be dropped? And so the next thought process was, okay, moving forward, let's rather take that to Odyssey. But we didn't want to do that as well. It didn't completely sink in. So we went all super regulatory and decided to build our own YouTube channel, our own YouTube platform. We're still working on that, and that's just amazing the way we are trying to work on it.
Godfrey, I'm gonna have to stop you there. Although I'm sure I speak for everyone who's tuning in to say we're gripped, we're rooting for you. YouTube, we're on YouTube, so maybe they're listening. There's so much that you said that I'd like to pick up on, but specifically this kind of, as you're talking, the thing that's coming across is this theme that was emerging over the course of yesterday around, like, this isn't just about technology. This is a kind of mood of our time. And, as you were talking, this mood of, hold on, I don't want a decision to be kind of cascaded down to me as a member of a community. I want to take part in that decision-making process a little bit more. It was really coming across. So what do you think? Could we maybe get a couple of comments from you? Like, do you think that new generations are just like a bit fed up with the status quo? And what we're seeing here is a shifting mood to meet more decentralized ways of doing things. And the technology is just a part of that?
Yeah, for sure. So the truth is, I reached out to a couple of other people now. To answer your question correctly, I reached out to a couple of other people who also said that their channel was also dropped, mostly from India and all. And to live in a world where that happens and it's taken for free, it's not cool. So yeah, it's more of a movement, to answer your question correctly. And that I think is what's more exciting about all of this.
Yeah. Well, great. Thank you so much, Godfrey. And I don't know if you've been able to keep an eye on the chat, but there are some people who are saying maybe next time we'll host our symposium on your channel. Let's see. There's a lot of love coming at you in the chat, so do go and get involved.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, sorry, I have to cut you. I think that you should back up your data very well, because it's possible that your channel might be blocked because I said what I said here now. So when that happens,
wise words from Godfrey to back up the data. Thank you so much. Off to a great start today with